So this is a video about how to use a styrofoam plate and Crayola markers to print make. So I'm going to cut mine up because I want to have 3 different ones, and a smaller piece is just a little bit easier to print with. But you could do one big one if you want to. Okay, I think I'm going to use this smaller one, and I'm going to be showing you how to make the lizard design or salamander like this. So I'm going to use a sharp pencil, or you can use anything that's sharp, like a ballpoint pen or even a kitchen knife or something. The pencil is easiest. And I'm going to push into the styrofoam, but not all the way through, just to create a little texture. And the design that I draw is going to end up being what is left white on the paper. So I'm drawing this by hand, but if you're not comfortable doing that, you might want to sketch it out on a paper first so that you can erase your designs until you find something that you like. So I'm just going to go over everything, make sure that it's all deep enough while making sure that I don't poke all the way through the plate. All right, so you can see that it is kind of a crease in the styrofoam, but not too deep. Okay, so the next step is using Crayola marker to color the outside. And you want to fill it all the way in, creating kind of a background for your design. So I could color this entire thing orange, but just to have a little fun, I'm going to do the other side red and kind of overlap the colors to make it look more interesting and add some variety to my design. And I've chosen warm colors for this design so that they blend nicely and don't mix together to make like a brown in the middle. So I found that layering a second layer of marker on top actually helps create a more crisp design. So I'm going to go ahead and add a second layer on top. Okay, so the next step is to use a spray bottle or a spritzer to spray a light layer of water. You don't want to add too much. I do 2 sprays on mine, but it depends on how much water your spray bottle dispenses. So you got to test that out and figure it out. So I'm going to use this small piece of paper. I'm going to flip it over, push it down onto the paper, and press down as much as I can, making sure not to scoot my print as I'm pushing down so that the clear design comes out. Then I'm going to pick it up, and there it is. So now that I made my print, I want to give my plate a little bit of a spritz and wipe with a towel to clean off my plate and get rid of all of that orange and red so that I can make a second color. So the cool thing about printmaking is once you've made that design, you can use it over and over and over and over and over with different designs and colors, and you can kind of save it forever. I want to make sure it's nice and dry and there's no water on there because that helps the marker show up. If you start coloring with the marker and it's not showing up, try drying it off a little bit more. Okay, this time I'm going to do green, try some cool colors. So I'm going to put green on the bottom. And blue on top. And I found that again, adding a second layer helps the color show up a little better. So I'm gonna add one more layer of green. And another layer of blue. Okay. A little bit more green in the middle, blend it together. Okay, I think I'm ready for my spritzer. So I'm gonna spray bottle. Remember, you wanna not put too much, just enough so that the marker releases from the plate when it comes in contact with the paper. You don't want it dripping down. I'm smushing it on, making sure that the print comes in contact with the paper as much as possible, and pull it off. Okay, so I'm gonna spray my plate with water to release the marker and wipe it with a towel. Make sure you're using a towel that you don't mind getting stained, like a rag, or you can even use a paper towel. But I find using a real towel helps get it really dry. Okay, I'm gonna plan out my colors. I think I wanna do yellow on top. Okay, it's not really showing up too well. So I think I'm going to wipe it off a little bit more. I think there's too much water left on my plate. Make sure I really get in and wipe it. Okay, I'm gonna try that again. So I'm gonna do yellow. There we go, that's showing up a little better. Okay. And the pink, wow, that's so much better. Yeah, I'm glad I stopped and wiped the plate a little bit more. Okay, double layer, more yellow on top. And more red, or pink, I guess. Okay. Smushing it on after spraying it. I think I'm going to do 4 of these designs so that my design is balanced. Okay. I'm going to clean off my plate once again by spraying it with a spray bottle and then wiping it really dry with a towel. This time I'm making sure I get it dry, dry, dry. Okay. Last color design. Gonna do purple. I haven't done purple yet. I think I like how this blue shows up better. Okay, spritzing with water. And the last print. All right, ta-da. So if your prints didn't turn out the way that you wanted, or maybe you have one that you really like and the other ones you don't like, you can just cut out your design like this and maybe use it for a collage later, or just keep it as a small thing. The cool thing about printmaking is that now I'm going to wipe this off and save it so that if I want to come back and use my salamander again for another art project, it's waiting for me to use anytime.